Hi all, let's have the continuation of last class. So in last class we just had what is a normal ECG waveform, how does it origin. So continuation of that, now we will see what is the abnormal ECG waveform, which is nothing but arrhythmia. Okay, so if you have problem with the shape of the waveform or a rhythm of the waveform, or if you have any missing of any segment in particular waveform, either you have a too high beat or too low beat. So these are the condition which are found in abnormal ECG waveforms. Okay, so abnormal ECG waveforms we can also say arrhythmias. Okay, so there are n number of arrhythmias. Here I have come up with very few, that is 10 to 13 arrhythmias. So in this class we are going to discuss these arrhythmias and what are the changes you can see in that ECG waveform when the person have this arrhythmias, and what kind of changes will happen in a heart rate also. Okay, so let's start with first arrhythmia, that is the sinus bradycardia. So sinus bradycardia is nothing but this is the type of ECG waveform. You have a regular rhythm, but the heart rate will be very low, that is less than 60 beats per minute. It means that if you see in the ECG waveform, one even cycle will the followed by next even cycle will have a very wider distance. Okay, so it means that in place of having 70 beats per minute, the person will have only less than 60, either 40 50 beats per minute. Okay, so it means that your heart is pumping very slow. So this is one type of abnormal ECG waveform. That could be a many reason why the reason of beating slow. Okay, that we have to I diagnose and rectify it in an early stage. So this type of arrhythmia or abnormal ECG waveform we can call it as a sinus bradycardia. The thing is, here you will have 60 beats per minute. Okay, whereas you will not have any other changes in ECG waveform. You will have normal ECG, PQRS, everything in normal amplitude, normal time duration, everything. The thing is, here the beat is happening very slowly. Okay, if you take the sinus tachycardia, that is second arrhythmia, it happens like vice versa of sinus bradycardia. Here you will have more than 100 beats per minute, that is the range of 102 and 160. So when happened like this, that means in place of a person having 70 to 80 beats per minute, the person will have above 100 to 160 beats per minute. It means that your heart is beating so fast. So if it's beating so fast, in the sense the cardiac output again it will affected. Okay, that will be the efficient, that won't be the proper efficiency. The heart will not pump out adequate amount of blood. Okay, so this is one type of arrhythmia. Third one, we will have the heart block. In that you have three types of heart block. One is first degree heart block, second degree heart block, and third degree, that is bundle block. If you say a first degree AV block is the atrioventricular block. So wherever you have AV block, then obviously it represent which segment in the waveform means, that is the PQ. Okay, so the first degree, in the sense here, this type of degree block is usually arise when the people have problem with the AV node and also in the area of atria. So as a result, if you see on ECG waveform, you can see the changes in the PQ segment. It's been prolonged conduction, that is you have the PQ segment that is a greater than 0.22 seconds. If you see next one is second degree AV block. This AV block is occurred due to the conduction of very few pulse instead of from atrium. Okay, so atria should receive enough pulse so that all the atrial muscle will contract. We have 100% of contraction over there. But if you have only the few muscles being excited, it's been received by SA node to be contact in the sense, then again there will be some problem. So you can see the changes in the ECG waveform again in the P wave. That is, you can have only the P wave. You may not have QRS complex or T wave. Okay, that is the second degree AV block. And third one is the bundle block. So bundle block means obviously that is the bundle of his. You have problem with bundle of his. If the bundle of his where it related with ECG means, obviously it is the QRS. In a bundle of his is the area which covers the ventricle. So ventricle part if you correlated with ECG waveform means, then it is a QRS. So in this problem, it means that it clearly noted that you have problem with QRS. So again, if you see bundle block people, the ECG waveform is like you have a QRS complex so widened compared to the normal, that is a greater than 0.1 second. So reason for having this bundle block is due to the improper conduction of the stimulus of ventricle. Okay, that is due to improper conduction of ventricular stimulation. This is the reason for bundle block. You can have problem with QRS. So first degree AV block, you have PQS, prolonged conduction. Second degree AV block, you have only the single P wave, that is the absent of QRS and QRS complex and T wave. And bundle block, you have widened QRS, that is a greater than 0.1 second. So next type of arrhythmia is the myocardial infarction. So myocardial infarction is a condition where the heart muscles will have any block or clot. So as a result, the heart is not in position or not is not good enough to give adequate blood supply to all other parts body. That type of condition is called myocardial condition. So here you have problem with ST segment. Okay, so if you see the ECG waveform of myocardial infarction, you have the problem with ST segment. Here the ST segment is elevated. Okay, so if you see this type of ECG waveform, then the condition could be the myocardial infarction. Seventh one is coronary insufficiency. So coronary insufficiency is you have problem with coronary arteries. When the coronary arteries you have any problem, this is the artery is it's being giving nutrition supply and oxygen to the heart. Okay, this is the coronary artery is meant for arteries for heart. Okay, so when you have problem with this type of arteries, then the heart will not receive the enough energy or nutrients or whatever it is. Then again what will happen, then the heart if it doesn't get any energy to pump out, the heart cardiac output will also affect. Okay, so that type of problem is the coronary insufficiency. So the ECG waveform for this type is you can see again a problem with ST segment. Here the ST segment is either depressed or you can have negative wave. The next one is atrial premature beat or complex, and so followed by you have ventricular premature beat complex. So in both cases, you have problem with either atrials, and ventricular cases you have problem with ventriculars. That is either you have absence of P wave in case of atrial premature, you have problem with the QRS structure in case of ventricular premature complex. Okay, so next we will have atrial fibrillation. You know what is fibrillation? That is the uncontrolled contraction relaxation of muscle is nothing but fibrillation. It doesn't follow the regular pattern. Okay, regular rhythm. So in such a case, if it is affected atrial, then it is atrial fibrillation. When it is affected ventricular, then it is a ventricular fibrillation. So the atrial fibrillation, it's so fast beating, that is it covers more than 300 to 500 beats minute. That is atria is beating irregularly. As a result, if you see in ECG waveform, you can have so many spikes of P waves. Since the atria, when you map this atria in ECG, it always covers the P wave. So it means it's continuously keep on continuously beating in irregular manner. So as a result, you may have so many small spikes of P waves. So if you get like this, then it is nothing but atrial fibrillation. Ventricular fibrillation is again, it is the irregular beat of ventricular. So what happened here, if you see the ECG, only QRS complex will be there. There is no other discernible part you can see in case of ventricular fibrillation. So even in QRS complex, you will not able to collect the meaningful information. Just you can see like a train of pulse. Okay, so if you have a occurrence of like this waveform, then it is a ventricular fibrillation. Next one is asystole. This is the condition you might have seen in many movies. When the patient is die, you will have a single line in monitor, right? So this single line monitor is nothing but you don't have any electrical activity. It means that your heart is not pumping or functioning properly. That condition is called asystole. Next one is the atrial flutter. This is the last arrhythmia I have given here. There is the atrial flutter. This is the one. It's the earliest stage of. You can say it is the earliest stage of atrial fibrillation. So here the atria beat regularly but faster than usual. Okay, in atrial fibrillation, the atria beat irregularly, that is too high rate. Here the atrial flutter, here atrial beat is in regular manner, but it's beating too fast. Okay, so that is the atrial flutter. That is the main difference between atrial flutter and the atrial fibrillation. So here you can have the P wave. All the other waves also will be present, but you can have changes with the P wave. As I know, the atrial means obviously it is a P wave, but the P wave physiological appearance will be like a sawtooth appearance. Okay, so you can see like this sawtooth appearance. So since it is been sawtooth appearance, it is very difficult to measure what is the PQ segment interval or a PR interval like that. Okay, so this type of ECG if we are getting means then it is a atrial flutter. Okay, so not only this type of arrhythmia is there, there are many n number of arrhythmia is there. Due to time constraint, I have given only the few major arrhythmias that we have discussed now. Okay, so thank you. Next we will have next class we will have different topic to discuss. Thank you.